On today's episode, it's publishers versus YouTubers. Fight! So in the last few days, one of the most polarizing game developers once again said something that rubbed people the wrong way, myself included. I'm of course talking about Phil Fish, the creator of Fez and one of the stars of Indie Game the Movie. He tweeted about the monetization of videos on YouTube using video game content. And I quote, "YouTubers should have to pay out a huge portion of their revenue to developers from which they steal all their content. Revenue should be shared with developers. This should be built into YouTube. Anything else is basically piracy." Bold choice of words. He didn't stop there though. "If you generate money from putting my content on your channel, you owe me money. Simple as that. If you buy a movie, are you then allowed to stream the entirety of it publicly for those to watch for free? No, because that's illegal. Systems are in place to prevent that, but buy Fez, put all of it on YouTube, turn on ads, make money from it, and that's totally fine. And the developer should in no way be compensated for the work being freely distributed to the world." Right? Makes sense. After the backlash, Phil Fish responded with "never mind." He then changed his account to protected so only certain people could see his tweets. And finally, he deleted the account altogether. Phil Fish seems to view YouTubers as the enemy, as if they're taking money out of his pocket and putting it in theirs. In fact, the opposite is true. They are promoting his game. People watch YouTubers play games for one of two reasons. The first is that they've already read the review and want to see some more of the game. They can watch some gameplay on YouTube with or without commentary. If they watch with commentary, they're taking into account how the YouTuber is reacting to the game. Are they enjoying themselves or are they miserable? If you search YouTube, most Let's Players are happy and enthusiastic. Rarely do they play a game they dislike unless it's ridiculously bad. This is good news for the developers, as most of the videos about their game will praise it. The YouTuber is the final push for the viewer to go out and get the game. The other reason someone watches a YouTuber is because they like their personality. What game they're playing doesn't really matter, they would watch regardless. The fact that one of their favourite YouTubers is playing a particular game and enjoying themselves could lead to the viewer checking out more of the game and eventually purchasing it. In either case, the YouTuber is effectively giving the game free advertising. Phil Fish also said that uploading gameplay footage without paying him is the equivalent of piracy. He compares it to the illegal nature of streaming a movie online. However, uploading a movie is completely different from a game. Our medium of choice is interactive. The way I experience Fez is completely different from my friends. The order in which I collect the cubes is unique. Watching a YouTuber play the game doesn't stop the viewer from getting the game themselves because they've already seen it. If anything, it encourages them to go out and get the game so they can experience it on their own. Oddly enough, after getting stuck while playing Fez myself, the only hope for progression lay in seeking out video guides on YouTube. Without them, I'd still be in the first part of the game. Funny how that works. Later puzzles are designed to have their solutions crowdsourced, like an alternate reality game, and YouTube is one of the central hubs for that way of thinking. With this type of attitude, I see less and less people covering Fez, leading to a decrease in potential sales. Again, this is Phil Fish's personal stance on the matter, which he's entitled to. I just think he's losing out on more people buying Fez. Phil Fish is not alone in this school of thought. While others don't use words such as piracy or stealing, there are those who believe that video game content on YouTube should not be allowed to be monetized. From Xbox.com in regards to games published by Microsoft Studios. Microsoft grants you a personal, non-exclusive, non-transferable license to use and display game content and to create derivative works based upon game content strictly for your non-commercial and personal use. Naughty Dog have said, in general terms, we don't like monetization with our content, but haven't created official policy yet. Telltale Games have said they want to make everyone aware that while they don't mind fan-made or Let's Play videos, they do not approve of monetizing copywritten material. Those are some big names which don't condone the monetization of videos featuring their game. What I want to know is why? Why exactly have they taken this stance on the matter? They need to clarify the reasons, or do they believe it is a form of piracy like Phil Fish? Having a game on their channel should be something publishers push for, not against. If they get their game on a channel like PewDiePie, they're guaranteed at least 1 million views. That is a lot of money saved on marketing right there. Indie developers are noticing this opportunity. When speaking with Gamasutra Aaron Sanfilippo, the creator of Race the Sun, said, "For sure, the biggest YouTubers have had a much bigger impact on our traffic and sales compared to the biggest sites we've been covered on. Cliff Harris of Positech Games, the one-man studio behind titles like Democracy 3 and The Red Solstice, said, "I am not really aware of any game sites for whom coverage of your game will result in an immediately noticeable sales spike, but I have seen that with the YouTube Let's Play. For smaller developers, it is a chance to get massive exposure with no financial downside. The more popular YouTubers that play their game, the more people are inclined to buy it. Provided, of course, that the game is good and getting exposure for the right reasons." There is light at the end of the tunnel. It appears larger publishers are finally getting on board and started posting their official YouTube policy on their websites. If anyone has any issues with monetization on YouTube, they can dispute it and send a link to the page. Valve have done this, Ubisoft have done this, Activision Blizzard have done this, and there are others who are also starting to do it, which is very promising. Times are changing. Either publishers can embrace this new form of free advertising or continue to fight against it and be shunned by personalities with extraordinary influence and the average game enthusiast. Let's hope they change sooner rather than later.